Today, we're tackling the big question surrounding the iPhone 16 series. Are these models really charging faster than before? There's been a lot of buzz about whether Apple has improved wired charging speeds, and while the company confirmed faster MagSafe wireless charging, the story around wired charging has been less clear. We decided to dig into this by checking out the testing done by PhoneArena.com, and here's the truth. No, the iPhone 16 models do not have faster wired charging than previous models. Let's dive into the details. First, Apple has officially stated that the iPhone 16 series supports the same wired charging speeds as before, which is around 20 watts. However, some users reported that their iPhone 16 devices were charging faster with a cable, leading to some confusion. To get to the bottom of this, PhoneArena conducted extensive tests using different fast chargers and cables on all four iPhone 16 models. After their rigorous testing, the results were clear. There's no improvement in wired charging speeds. Across the board, PhoneArena's tests showed that the iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Pro charge at 20 watts, while the iPhone 16 Plus and iPhone 16 Pro Max managed to charge between 26 and 27 watts. These speeds are identical to previous iPhone models, despite the rumors. To verify this, PhoneArena used three different fast chargers, including the Anker 737 charger, Spedgen ArcStation Pro, and Samsung's 45-watt power adapter, all hooked up to both the official iPhone 16 cable and a Samsung 5 cable. No matter what combination of chargers and cables they tried, the speeds remained the same. Now, you might be wondering why the iPhone 16 Pro Max can reach 27 watts when Apple only advertises 20 watts. This isn't something new. In fact, for the last few years, the Pro Max models have been capable of hitting these speeds, even though Apple doesn't list it in their official specs. It's a bit of an oddity, but nothing has really changed in terms of wired charging speed for the Pro Max compared to previous generations. PhoneArena also compared the charging times for several iPhone models, and the results were consistent with what we've seen before. The iPhone 16 Pro Max took about 1 hour and 42 minutes to fully charge, and hit around 57% after 30 minutes of charging. Meanwhile, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which has a slightly smaller battery, took longer, clocking in at 2 hours and 1 minute to reach a full charge and 53% after 30 minutes. While regular wired charging hasn't improved, there is one special case where the iPhone 16 models can charge faster, according to PhoneArena, when you're using your iPhone while charging, especially when running a heavy app like a game or benchmark test. The iPhone 16 series can ramp up its charging speed. In these situations, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, for example, can reach up to 38 watts. This is a new capability that ensures the device can maintain its charging speed even under heavy use, something previous models couldn't do. However, the moment you exit the game or app, the charging speed immediately drops back to the standard 20 to 27 watts. So unless you're often gaming or using intense applications while charging, you're not improvements in wireless charging times. For example, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which took nearly 3 hours to fully charge wirelessly in previous generations, now finishes in just under 2 hours. To sum it all up, the iPhone 16 series does not feature faster wired charging, despite some claims. The speeds remain the same as previous iPhones, with the iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Pro charging at around 20 watts, and the iPhone 16 Plus and iPhone 16 Pro Max reaching up to 27 watts. Thanks to PhoneArena.com for conducting all these detailed tests and providing us with the information we needed to break down the real story on iPhone 16 charging speeds. That's it for today. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. As always, see you in the next video.
In a few months' time, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will succeed the iPhone 15 Pro Max and take on the mantle as the best and most advanced iPhone out there. Although there's plenty of time until September and a lot can change, we seem to know a lot about the upcoming top iPhone model based on rumors and leaks. How is the iPhone 16 Pro Max shaping up against its predecessor? What's changing and what's staying the same? Let's see how the iPhone 16 Pro Max shapes up against the current best iPhone Apple has in its roster. First up, let's talk about design and size. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will inherit the same design language as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, employing the same titanium frame with a completely flat screen. The major difference between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be size. The upcoming iPhone screen will grow to 6.9 inches across, a significant bump over the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. To achieve this, they're likely shrinking the bezels down even further and making the phone itself slightly larger overall. As per the rumors, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will measure 163mm in height and 77.58mm in width versus 159.9mm and 76.7mm for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, respectively. A small but notable change, all things considered. The iPhone 15 Pro Max debuted with an action button instead of a mute switch and a USB Type-C port at the bottom, so those two features will be carrying over to the newer model as well. However, the iPhone 16 series will be scoring another button, dubbed the capture button. Colors-wise, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was available in 4 understated and titanium-inspired colors. We've heard that Apple might use another titanium processing technique that will make the iPhone 16 Pro Max glossier and also more capable of retaining colors. Moving on to display differences. As mentioned, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come along with a significantly larger display, measuring at 6.9 inches across. Aside from the size, we don't clearly expect any other major changes. We're certainly getting a liquid Retina XDR display with an OLED panel delivering superb colors, contrast, and exceptional maximum brightness. The screen will support 120Hz ProMotion refresh rate, making scrolling through the interface and on-screen content way smoother. Now let's delve into performance and software. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a second-generation 3nm chip, possibly dubbed Apple A18 Pro. As one can imagine, we expect that the Apple A18 Pro will have better performance than the Apple A17 Pro. Due to the heavily rumored focus on AI for both iOS and the iPhone 16 range, we expect that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come with a much improved neural engine to take care of all the generative AI features. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will also be a first to debut iOS 18 with a focus on artificial intelligence features. The new iPhone 16 Pro Max will also support faster Wi-Fi 7 and a more power-efficient 5G modem, keeping you future-proofed on the connectivity front. Let's talk about the camera. As the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivers a host of important camera features, chief among which is the new 120mm telephoto lens, the iPhone 16 Pro Max can finally address one of the forgotten cameras that hasn't recently scored any significant overhauls, the ultra-wide. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that Apple will be introducing a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. When it comes to audio quality, iPhone Pro Max devices are always up there with the best, setting the benchmarks for all other manufacturers to measure up against. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will be no exception. The same generally applies to haptics too. iPhones are arguably the best devices when it comes to haptic feedback, giving us precise and accurate vibrations that are sufficiently strong yet not overpowering. Lastly, battery life and charging. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will reportedly feature a much larger 4,676 mAh battery compared to the 4,422 mAh battery in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Charging-wise, we haven't heard anything about a potential charging speed increase, but we hope to see one on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So far, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is shaping up to be a logical improvement to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, delivering key upgrades in important areas like screen size, performance, AI, and battery life. Thus far, we haven't heard anything particular about a potential price increase, so it's safe to assume that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will start at $1,199 for the 256GB version. Of course, if there's an iPhone 15 Pro Max in your pocket, then you'll probably have few reasons to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Stay tuned for more updates on the iPhone 16 Pro Max as we get closer to its release date. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest tech news and reviews. Thanks for watching. Until next time.